Yoga helped me. Yoga saved my life with the heroin addiction. As a kid, I was addicted to, started off with drugs, mainly marijuana and alcohol. And then, through the years, it got heavier, and I was addicted to prescription pills that I took to try to treat anxiety. And without ever really getting to the core, it ended up in a full-blown heroin addiction. And that was some 20 years ago. I took up yoga because I was looking for a change, way to lead a healthier life. I was coming out of a very bad drug addiction, and yoga is the thing that kind of helps shift my consciousness. I had finally gotten clean after many years of trying, probably 5 years in and out of methadone clinics, and just trying to do it on my own and different 12-step programs, which all had helped me. But when someone had turned me on to meditation and yoga. Actually, I was turned on to meditation first, and I went to a Buddhist meditation center, and it really sparked something in me. But when I got turned on to the yoga practice and the hatha yoga, and the movement is really what I was able to kind of get more centered in my body and kind of link the body and the breath, and it really kind of helped transform my life. That transition for me was about living less in my head and getting more into my body. And the practice of yoga has allowed me to do that. So it gives me, like I said, it can help root me and ground me. I feel as though there's no quick fixes in life. Life brings us about stuff that's gonna, we go through painful stuff and challenging times and stressful things, and then we deal with, whether it be traumas from earlier in life. But I feel like we need something to sort of bridge during these difficult times to help carry us through. And yoga is one of the touchstones for me that I go back to that helps me with that. The addiction, anxiety, and depression, and they all kind of go hand in hand. If I'm not practicing, if I'm not in a practice, or I'm going through a wave of depression or wave of anxiety, I have to be really conscious of not acting on that, because that is not my true self. And this is something that I've come and grown to understand, where I used to think I was the anxiety, I was the depression, I was the heroin addict, which these are things that I go through in my life, but that's not who I am. So I try not to have these things manifest into certain behaviors where I'm inflicting harm on others and myself. The thing about Kundalini Yoga, I often think about this too, because I don't know if I can really put it into words what it is. I was taught, through teachers that studied with Yogi Bhajan, that it is a science, there's a science behind it, behind the practice. And I think that with other practices I've done, I was a Bikram practitioner for a year or two. I practiced hatha at different studios around the country, and I was never able to get to the core, and Kundalini Yoga somehow gets to the core and helps transform things for me. What I like about Tracy is, and this is what I have found with a lot of Kundalini Yoga teachers, is they have no problem putting their experience on top of their practice. Like, there's just a heartfelt connection with Tracy. She will tell me what she went through and how she helped transform that, and I don't feel so alone, and it gives me hope and faith. It gives me really faith in the practice and the science of Kundalini Yoga, because it is so life-transforming for people. And from what I know of Tracy's background, I know she's had a huge transformation in her life, and I'm starting to see it take place in my life in the short, few months that I've been practicing with her. So she's been a really, the experience with her has been pretty profound, and really important part of my practice for me. To me, yoga is the thing that carries me from the darkness to the light.